Set in the densely populated city of Manhattan, Kate is in her apartment getting ready for work. She feeds and greets her goldfish, Harold. Her phone rings, and it's from Francine, her editor, who wants to meet with Kate in the office in an hour. Kate wants to know what the meeting is about, but Francine insists she would know it all when they meet at the office. Francine hangs up unexpectedly before Kate could even say a proper greeting. On the streets of Manhattan, Kate meets up with her best friend, Jane, who is in line to get their breakfast order at a food truck. Kate says she's late to meet Francine, which surprises Jane as Kate never meets Francine. When Kate says it's probably for an assignment, Jane mentions that her photography skills could come in handy on Kate's potential assignment. It's their turn at the food truck and they order their usual. They talk as they walk and eat, but Kate worries she would be late and whistles to halt a cab, promising to call Jane later. In Francine's office, Kate discovers that she gets to interview Professor Owen Muller, the author of her favorite book, The Answer. Kate is super excited but is shocked to find out Owen won't do the interview via Zoom or call but only in person. This means she would have to travel to Banff, Canada. Kate does not enjoy traveling. She's never left Manhattan. Francine assures her that she'll be fine and someone will pick her up at the airport. While Kate is hesitant, Francine mentions that since Kate wanted to switch from freelancing to a staff job, a big story could help her get the spot. Back at her apartment with Jane, Kate is still panicking about traveling. However, Jane announces she will be joining Kate on the trip, and Kate is happy to hear that Francine also hired Jane to get some portraits for the story. Now set in the beautiful mountainous tourist town of Banff, Noah is rehearsing his tour guide speech but doubts it is good. His audience, Simon, isn't paying any attention. Noah pleads for him to pay attention. Noah is worried as they have to impress the travel company for their business to grow. Simon offers to rewrite the script or hire someone to do it, but Noah isn't buying that idea. At Simon's suggestion to add humor to the script, Noah tells a dry tour joke and Simon keeps a straight face. Noah leaves and insists he's going to keep practicing the script in the car. At the airport, Kate and Jane arrive and Kate is bothered by the noise, especially how she couldn't sleep during the flight. They start to look for their tour guide and are worried that they are at the wrong arrival gate. Trying to remember the tour guide's name, Kate panics as she can't seem to find her passport. She eventually finds it in her pocket. They go back to looking for their tour guide and Jane suggests they grab a latte at the coffee stand nearby to help Kate calm her nerves. Kate agrees and joins the queue, standing right behind Noah, who notices and comments about the book that Kate is holding, The Answer. Kate asks if he's read it, and he responds that he hasn't. She then decides not to waste her time answering him. Noah apologizes for the bad joke and Kate also apologizes, saying she's not in a laughing mood because she just almost lost her passport. Noah goes back to the book, curious what the book is an answer to, and Kate replies it's an answer to life, which Noah finds funny. Noah switches topics and asks where Kate is from. She replies from Manhattan and Noah makes a series of bad jokes about Manhattan. And again, Kate finds none of it amusing. Realizing he's outdone himself, he leaves the queue, reaches for his pocket, and brings out a flashcard with the name, Kate Daniels. Jane sees the flashcard and approaches Noah excitedly. He introduces himself, clearly thinking she is Kate, who's still at the coffee stand. Jane calls Kate's attention to their tour guide and Kate is annoyingly surprised it's the same guy with the bad jokes. Noah, realizing how awkward the situation is, becomes even more uncomfortable. In the car, Noah tries to make the ladies comfortable, especially Kate, who is still unsettled about being in another country. Noah suggests they stop for a bite and Jane agrees. Kate, on the other hand, is still indifferent about the whole experience. In the burger shop, Noah assures them the burgers are the best and when their burgers are served, Kate likes the burgers. Jane wants to know more about Simon and their bed and breakfast business. Noah explains that they started 5 years ago after he sold his own company. Kate is surprised that a weird guy like Noah used to own a company. Noah met Simon, who was in accounting at the time. When he sold the company, they decided to go into business together. Kate wants to know why they settled for a bed and breakfast. Noah explains he's someone who likes to talk and meet people, and Simon, being a man of few words, gave birth to the idea. He also says he's trying to be a tour guide as he feels it would give them an edge over similar bed and breakfast businesses springing up in the area. Noah asks why they're in town and Kate responds that it's for an interview with the author of the book he saw earlier. Noah is curious and asks what the answer to life is, and Kate responds that acceptance and embracing one's comfort is the answer. Noah disagrees and they go back and forth about their respective perspectives about life. They arrive at the bed and breakfast and Simon welcomes them warmly. He introduces himself and while he checks them in, Jane lustfully stares at him and starts a conversation trying to get close to him. Truly a man of few words, Simon gives very short house rules. Simon leaves and Jane dreamily confesses he's very nice. Exhausted from the trip, Kate reminds her they are thousands of miles apart and a romantic relationship won't work. Kate receives an SMS saying the interview with Owen is cancelled. Along with Jane, they head to the reception to the guys, requesting a refund as they are leaving right away. Simon and Noah are surprised and say Owen never cancels an appointment. Kate is even more surprised Noah never mentioned he knew Owen, despite all the conversations they had about Owen's book. Noah, however, offers to call Owen and help Kate get back the interview. Noah helps the ladies get the interview back for Friday at 10 a.m. This is great news to Kate and Jane as they beg to return the favor. Simon says they can help with their practice tour since they have their first big guest soon, and that Kate's input as a writer could help them perfect their presentation. In the snowy mountains, Kate uses preparation for the interview as an excuse not to join the tour. Jane counters every single excuse, reminding Kate that they are returning a favor, so she has to join the tour. Outside the house, Noah is nervous and tells a very dry joke and Simon is devastated by it. Jane then tries to make small talk with Simon, but he responds in a single sentence to Jane's disbelief. The tour starts at the Banff Gondola. Noah reads his script, making quite a mess of it. The look on the faces of everyone shows it's a very poor delivery. Noah suggests they go on the gondola but discovers that Kate is scared of heights, so they skip to the next tour site instead. In a hotel, Noah continues his speech, reading again from a script and mixing things up, even making an obvious mistake of pronouncing Shadox as shadow. His attention is called to it, but he disagrees. To ease the awkwardness, he invites them into the hotel, so beautiful that Kate is impressed. Noah is reading his scripts again, bumps into someone, and completely misses his lines. Attempting to recover his lines, the rest of the group leaves him behind and just talks amongst themselves, appreciating the beautiful view. Simon thinks that Kate and Jane travel together often, but Jane corrects him, saying Kate doesn't travel. Noah comments that Kate isn't adventurous. She defends her reasons for not traveling, saying she's already in the best city in the world. Noah disagrees since she hasn't seen all the cities in the world. They go back and forth and Kate suggests he goes back to guiding them on the tour. Noah is talking about the hotel and still trying to find his lines in his script, and Kate completes his sentence. Noah is surprised she was correct, and she explains that as a writer, she'd worked on a Valentine's Day article highlighting some hotels, which included the one they were in. Simon is impressed. The group is separated and Kate walks up to Noah to give pointers to help his speech, advising him he shouldn't just read everything he says from his script, as it appears boring. He agrees but admits he can't do without the script. As Noah continues the tour, Simon suggests he makes eye contact and Kate gives some posture advice to boost his confidence. Not looking at his script, Noah continues his speech but struggles to remember the name reference in his script. And again, Kate completes his sentence. Noah sighs but is relieved by the violinist. He invites them to listen to the rendition. They are all moved by the violinist while Noah and Kate make small talk at the back. Jane is still swooning at the performance and tries to connect with Simon. Simon fails to catch the hint and offers her mint instead. All seated, Jane commends Noah for the tour, but Noah is surprised she didn't see it as a boring tour. Kate feels bad she's the reason Noah thinks the tour was boring and is probably offended by her earlier comment. Noah says he isn't offended. Simon tries to calm the tension by suggesting visiting another site. Kate suggests he helps Noah rewrite his script since he is struggling. Jane agrees not. Tension keeps building and Noah suggests they call it a day. Kate agrees and leaves, and Noah follows. Jane is still staring lustfully at Simon but is surprised Simon wants to play chess, completely oblivious to Jane. Back at the house, Noah tells Simon he wouldn't let Kate rewrite the whole script, but Simon says the entire script is a disaster and needs help. Back inside the house, Jane is looking through the pictures she took with her camera, while Kate is working on her laptop. Noah walks in asking Kate how prepared she is for her interview, also confirming if she was serious about helping to rewrite the script. Kate wants Noah to be plain with his request. The situation is awkward and Jane steps out to get Simon for a walk instead. Kate believes the script is fine but his presentation could use work. Noah is relieved the problem is not him but the presentation and makes a joke about it. And for the first time, Kate genuinely laughs at Noah's joke. Kate thinks that Noah has stage fright and offers to help fix it since speaking is her forte as a writer. Noah would improve if he's willing to try new approaches, so she offers some helpful suggestions. Walking with books on his head, Noah tries to focus and remember his speech. The situation is hilarious and Kate is laughing. As much as Noah is happy to see Kate laugh, he thinks the exercise is torture. Considering that Noah is quite talkative, it surprises both of them that he is having trouble with his speech. They attempt the exercise again and Kate is still laughing about how ridiculous Noah looks. Back at the apartment, Kate and Jane talk about the man they were stuck with. Jane feels that Simon is not seeing that she likes him but she won't give up. Kate says something is going on with Noah and she doesn't know if she would be able to help him. Set in the beautiful snowy mountains, they continue another day of touring but Kate is holding her chest. Concerned, Noah asks if she's okay. She says she's fine and the pain will pass. Jane is fascinated by the view and would love to capture it. Simon says the best view is in the summer with the mountains completely covered with beautiful species of flowers. Jane imagines how beautiful that would be and would love to see it. Now time for the speech. Kate reminds Noah of all the pointers. Applying everything he's learned, Noah starts his speech about the mountain and how its name was derived. Everyone was in awe at his delivery, except Kate. She admits the delivery was great, but the information was wrong. She feels she is being harsh on Noah and confesses that to Jane, who advises her to ease up on him. Simon advises Noah to listen to Kate. Back at the bed and breakfast, Kate is working on her laptop. She goes into the kitchen and bumps into Noah. He suggested hot chocolate and they both stepped outside for a drink. They talk about the importance of the first tour. If they don't get it right, they would have to sell the company again. Kate finally gets the reason for all the pressure on Noah. Having a heartfelt conversation, Noah admits he battles imposter syndrome, but wouldn't admit it to anyone else. He refers to Owen's book as having something to say about people like him who jump from one thing to another without a fitting conclusion. Kate points to a chapter in the book, stating that it is all about acceptance and embracing one's comfort. They are both cold and decide to step back inside. They seem to be getting along well as they both appreciate one helping the other with the script and getting the interview back. Kate offers to work on Noah's script and get it back to him in the morning. In the morning, Noah comes down to meet Kate. She offers him her blended protein drink and shows him all the adjustments to his script. She further suggests he should be his charming self while delivering the speech. Noah is flattered by the comment. They step out for another adventure tour, snowshoeing, and Noah offloads everyone's gear and hands it over to them. Kate informs Jane she's not going to follow through with the tour as none of her previous attempts at outdoor activities end up great. They are all snowshoeing and talking about Manhattan. Jane stops at a direction board and asks Simon to show her the way to a spot to capture a good portrait, and they find a cool spot at the top of the mountain for good pictures. She invites Simon for a selfie and praises him for being photogenic. Kate and Noah take a different route, talking along the way. They finally get to the top of another mountain and the view is breathtaking. Kate loves the serenity and thanks Noah for showing her the view. Kate and Jane talk about how good the tour was and surprisingly, Kate admits she had fun. Jane confesses that she's falling for Simon. Later, they all sit at a bonfire to warm up and talk about their day. They all commend Noah for an amazing tour. Simon excuses himself to get some sleep while the others continue to talk. Jane informs Noah that she feels something for Simon. Noah can see that, but he's sure Simon doesn't, so Jane asks for their help to tell Simon how much she likes him, and Noah agrees to help. The next morning, Kate and Noah set out to prepare Jane's surprise for Simon. They go wine tasting and Kate enjoys it. They both have a proper conversation and Kate seems to be enjoying herself as they try spice tasting as well. Without realizing it, Noah is giving Kate a tour and is doing a fantastic job because he feels no pressure. They tried some biscuits as well and it was amazing. They agree to inform Jane everything is set for her surprise. Kate gets a message on her phone from Owen, and she gets unsettled by the message. Back at the bed and breakfast, Simon and Jane are playing chess. Kate informs Jane that Owen has rescheduled to meet them right away and not the next day anymore. Jane would rather postpone the meeting since they plan to surprise Simon later on, but is assured by Kate and Noah that the plan is still in motion even after meeting with Owen. Noah, Kate, and Jane arrive at Owen's house. Noah introduces everyone. Owen and his wife, Nora, warmly welcome everyone. Kate is excited and seeks permission for Jane to take some pictures. Owen agrees but is concerned that the interview is about his books. Owen abandoned the ideas and theory 2 years before. The changes are a result of meeting Nora, who changed his perspective. He has seen that the theory of acceptance is completely wrong and was based on his fears and his inability to deeply dedicate himself to anything other than his work. Nora made him fall in love and see things differently. All of it comes as quite a shock to Kate, especially since Owen is happy even after renouncing his theory and life's work. Owen explains that his theory holds one back from truly living life. In the parking lot, Kate is still in a state of shock as she now has no idea what to write for her article. Jane assures her she'd be fine. They arrive at the bed and breakfast and Jane tells Simon that they need to go to the chocolate shop. Simon thinks they would be closed but Jane drags him anyway, insisting that they are still open. They get to the chocolate shop and a special table is set for them and Simon is quite impressed. At the bed and breakfast, Noah tries to cheer Kate up about her article. He takes her to a serene spot that usually helps him revive his inspiration. They talk and get to know each other better while Kate admits to having doubts about New York. She thanks Noah for bringing her out and shares with Noah the importance of the article and helping her get a staff job she's been hoping for. Surprising to Noah, Kate finally admits she's been looking at life all wrong. Back at the chocolate shop, Simon is having an interesting conversation with the chocolate shop owner and Jane calls back his attention to their date. At the bed and breakfast, Kate admits she's evolving contrary to her theory of life and Noah thinks that is more important than what any book says. Kate comments that her evolution springs from Noah's approach to life and she's not met anyone like him. At the chocolate shop, Jane and Simon are having a nice time. Jane confesses to Simon she likes him and Simon responds with a thank you. Jane is disappointed by his response but hides it well. Simon still suggests they play chess the next day as he misses the entire point. Noah empathizes with Kate for her new perspective as Kate admires Noah's gift for making friends easily. Kate thinks she's the opposite but Noah says she makes him smile every time. While Kate is struggling to write her article as she has nothing to work with, she admits to Noah she had an amazing time. Noah says he feels ready for a proposed tour for the travel company. They said goodnight and left. Later, Jane explains her date to Kate and how Simon responded weirdly to her advances. They talk about Kate and Noah, and Jane realizes Kate is in love with Noah as well. Kate is beginning to admit she's having an amazing time and has a light bulb moment for her article with something Jane said. She asks Jane for all the photos she's taken so far. The next morning, Kate is finishing her article and Noah walks in. He's happy she's finally finished her article. Kate asks Noah to spend the day with her and he obliges. Noah tries to find out where they are headed, but Kate says it's a surprise. They end up at the gondola and Noah is surprised considering Kate's fear of heights. They are in the tram and Kate is terrified. Noah consoles her and she's relieved. Their ride is going smoothly and Noah is giving her a tour, while Kate is having an amazing time. They reach the top and Kate is in awe of the beautiful view, especially because she conquered her fears. Noah commends her, saying she's changed. He steps towards her and kisses her. Her phone rings and it's Francine. In the car, Kate talks to Francine, who asks why her article is different from her usual work, but admits that they love her piece and is agreed. Offers Kate the staff job. Kate has mixed feelings as reality is beginning to set in on her newfound relationship. Noah also has mixed feelings about this new development. Back home, Jane smiles adoringly at the selfie she took with Simon. Simon walks in and asks Jane to come downstairs as he has a surprise for her. He covers her face, brings her downstairs, and shows her a table with a collection of different species of flowers as a reflection of how he feels about Jane. Jane is touched and leaned on Simon. In each other's arms, they talked about the travel company guest and started making plans to visit. Kate and Noah walk into them and are surprised at the sight created by Simon. Simon brags he's still romantic. Jane asked where they went and was shocked they went up the gondola knowing Kate's fears. Jane and Simon share a kiss and they all call it a night. Kate and Jane talk about Simon's surprise. They also talk about Kate and Noah, but Kate avoids the conversation. In the backyard, Simon thinks that Noah will regret his decision not to say anything about his feelings to Kate. In the morning, Jane and Kate are leaving the bed and breakfast. Jane asks Noah to take care of Simon. Their Uber arrives. Kate tells Noah she would miss him and he admits the same. She walks to the car. Noah calls her back, pauses, and tells her to take care. Kate is hurt about leaving but feels powerless to stop it. Noah feels the same way. Back in Manhattan, Kate walks past her regular breakfast stand without ordering, to the owner's utter shock. At the office, Kate is lost in her thoughts and Francine walks in. Happy about Kate's staff position, she also hands Kate the magazine containing her article, and Francine says they are getting a good response on it. Francine notices Kate is still lost and her mind is somewhere else. At Banff, Noah and Simon just finished the tour with the travel company representatives and they are impressed. After all is said and done, they inform Simon and Noah that they would be working with their bed and breakfast business and tell them to get ready to be very busy. Jane texts Simon on the page of the article with the picture of Noah and Kate. Noah feels uneasy and opts to step out for fresh air. Kate, on the other hand, is walking down the street still lost in her thoughts. She's home with Jane, and they are making comparisons between Manhattan and Banff, admitting everything seems better off in Banff. Kate admits New York isn't looking like her city anymore and that she missed Noah. Jane suggests she goes back, but Kate gives excuses, including how life would be difficult for Harold, her goldfish. Jane convinces her she needs to go back to get all the answers to her questions and clear her doubts. Kate steps out of a car in Banff at the bed and breakfast. She walks in with her luggage and is looking for Noah. She looks around and then goes to the backyard where she thinks she sees Noah, but it's Simon, who is surprised to see her. They talk about how the bed and breakfast business has picked up. Noah walks in and is shocked to see Kate. Simon excuses himself immediately and heads inside. Kate asked where Noah was headed with the packed luggage and he asked what she was doing back at Banff. Kate explains she's left everything as it's not the same without him. She convinced her boss she could work remotely and wants to give their relationship a chance. Noah admits that he was all packed to travel to go see her in New York and Simon was going to drive him to the airport. He tries to explain he would have loved to go meet her in New York, but Kate runs into his arms to kiss him before he can finish his sentence.